Parents, when did you realize your child was much smarter than you thought? I thought I was being a clever parent when my 12-year-old daughter Piper kept complaining about our 2-hour daily screen time limit. She'd constantly argue that all her friends got unlimited gaming time and that 2 hours wasn't enough to properly raid with her guild in Final Fantasy XIV. Instead of just saying no or caving to her demands, I decided to create an innovative system that would teach her about exercise and healthy habits. I spent an entire Sunday afternoon crafting what I called the steps for screen time system. The concept was simple but brilliant. Piper could earn extra gaming minutes by walking. For every 1,000 steps she took, she'd earn 20 minutes of video game time that she could bank for whenever. I even bought her a fitness tracker and created a spreadsheet where she could log her steps and track her accumulated minutes. Running counted the same as walking. The point was movement. Piper's eyes narrowed as I explained the system, and I could practically see the gears turning in her head. She asked a few clarifying questions about whether the steps had to be outside. No. If there was a daily maximum, I foolishly said no. And if the fitness tracker had to stay on her wrist specifically, I said it just had to track steps. We shook on it, and I mentally patted myself on the back for encouraging exercise while still allowing her gaming hobby. The first few days were incredible. Piper, who usually had to be dragged outside, suddenly turned into a fitness enthusiast. She'd pace while brushing her teeth, walk laps around the living room during TV commercials, and even volunteered to walk the neighbor's dog. Her PE teacher emailed me to say how impressed she was with Piper's sudden enthusiasm for the mile run. By the end of the first week, Piper had logged 70,000 steps. I was thrilled. Sure, she'd earned about 23 hours of extra gaming time, but she'd also exercised more in 1 week than she had in the previous month combined. I shared my success story in the parent WhatsApp group, and several moms asked for the details to try with their own kids. The second week, things got suspicious. Piper's step count was astronomical, 30,000 steps on Monday alone. When I asked about it, she said she'd taken up indoor jogging while doing homework. Tuesday showed 40,000 steps. She claimed she'd discovered walking in place while reading was actually really focusing. Friday evening of week 2, I caught her. I came home early from work to find Piper's fitness tracker duct taped to our ceiling fan, spinning lazy circles while she sat below playing Final Fantasy XIV. The tracker showed 45,000 steps that day. "It's not against the rules," she said calmly, not even pausing her game. "You said the tracker had to record steps. You never said they had to be my steps." She then showed me her experiments journal. She tested multiple methods: strapping it to her little brother's ankle, 20,000 steps per day; attaching it to the dog, inconsistent but promising; taping it to the Roomba, 8,000 steps per cleaning cycle; and her masterpiece, the ceiling fan on low speed, generated about 5,000 steps per hour. The kicker came when she pulled out her spreadsheet. She had logged 380,000 steps over 2 weeks. That translated to roughly 126 hours of banked gaming time. She informed me, very matter-of-factly, that she'd automated 3 ceiling fans in different rooms with her trackers. She'd bought extras with her allowance and was currently generating 15,000 steps per hour, 24/7. "At this rate," she explained, "I'm earning 5 hours of gaming time per day while doing literally nothing. That's sustainable passive income, Dad. Isn't that what you're always talking about with your stocks?" I tried to argue that this wasn't the spirit of the agreement, but Piper calmly pointed out that I'd said the goal was to encourage movement, and technically, the trackers were moving constantly. She'd even calculated the total distance her ceiling fans traveled, about 50 miles per day. "Also," she added, "I've already told my guild about my unlimited gaming time, and they've made me raid leader. I can't let them down now. That would be teaching me to break commitments, wouldn't it?" I stood there, defeated by my 12-year-old's completely logical interpretation of my own rules. She'd turned my fitness system into a step-generating factory that would make Fitbit's quality control team weep. My husband just shook his head and said, "She gets the strategic thinking from you." Piper's now 3 months into the system. She runs 5 fitness trackers on various household appliances 24/7, generating roughly 200,000 steps per day. She's earning gaming time faster than she could possibly use it. She's even started selling her excess gaming hours to her little brother for his allowance money, teaching him about purchasing credits from the exchange. Last week, I found her writing a science fair project proposal titled Optimizing Rotational Motion for Step Generation, a study in mechanical efficiency. She's planning to test whether paint mixers, drill presses, or washing machines generate more steps per hour than ceiling fans. I've officially given up. At least she's learning physics, economics, and the scientific method. That's education, right?